Chinese economy had been rising after 1949. How and why is something that we would discuss now. The idea was we had seen that China was very close to the region of Soviet Union and the domino effect was seen. That means the idea of communism was very dominant. Domino effect is an effect that if any nation has a particular ideology, that ideology spreads to the nearby nations, and from the erstwhile Soviet Union, that ideology started to spread to the regions of China, and China started to follow or base itself on communism. However, after 1949, the People's Republic of China was established under Mao, and economy that started was based on Soviet model. The model was created with the state-owned industries, and the idea was capital accumulation from agriculture. So agriculture, which was one of the mainstays, was important, and getting foreign exchange with capital infrastructure, state-owned economy was the idea. However, this did not turn out to be a viable thing, but after 1978, the economy started to boom. There were changes in the ideas under how the Chinese economy should function, and as of now, we can say by 2040, it is predicted that China would probably overcome even United States in terms of its economy. But how this happened has been important. The first reason attributed to it is the employment and the social welfare assurance that was given. There was foundation of industrial development that started. The economy was growing at a very good pace of 5 to 6% under the Soviet model, where you had state-owned industries that were there, but at the same time the population was growing at 2 to 3%. Now this rising population was not able to meet the production levels, and therefore there was a kind of insufficient economic growth that was witnessed. Agricultural production that was taking place was not sufficient for its people to feed. However, there was changes in the leadership that was seen. Initially, we have seen that the per capita income, as in the Soviet Union, the domino effect was seen and the per capita income was low. Chinese leadership took a major change in 1970s. Since then, the economic and the political structure, the political isolation, the economic isolation of China ended, and there were good relations that they started to establish with United States in 1972. Under Enlai, there were four modernization aspects that were released, and these four pillars were agriculture, industry, science and technology, and finally military. So innovations and discoveries started in these four dimensions as agriculture, industry, science and technology, and military. And by 1973, it was said that China had totally revamped its previous model, and under the leadership of Xi Jinping, there was the open door policy that started. With the open door policy, the idea was to open its economy and bring in higher investments by capital and technology coming in from abroad. So what happened was the first privatization wave took place in agriculture. As the agricultural privatized, with the agriculture there was rising incomes that were seen. Agriculture started to boom and the rural economies prospered. The rural savings significantly improved. This gave a thrust to industries, and by 1998, industries started to privatize. With the privatization of industries, there were more foreign players that were seen in Chinese market. However, these foreign players were only limited to certain economic zones. So these were known as the SEZs, or the special economic zones, where they were there. And finally, in 2001, accession to WTO further opened the doors, and a large amount of foreign exchange reserves were allowed to make big investments in China, even from other nations. So, China's economy started to saw a sudden boom and prosperity after the doors for privatization opened. Foreign investment started to flow in, and this was where the economy started to grow. But it did had its dark side. What was the dark side? The dark side was the unemployment figures were rising to all-time high. Despite the economic growth, there was jobless growth. Automation machines mechanization had led to lack of jobs. Only skilled jobs were now available, and lots of jobs were slowly and gradually weaving away. More than 100 million Chinese nationals were out of employment network, and there was rising unemployment that was seen. Also, the employment situation for the female workers was similar to what was there in the industrial revolution in Europe. The corruption levels soared to all time high. Then they started with an idea of massive industrialization. As a result, environment became a second priority, and environmental degradation started to build up. Or in line with that, there were economic inequalities that started to rise. There were numerous issues with the nations like Japan, Russia, US that started, and the economic considerations were now slowly and gradually tapering down, and it was seen that the fear of China's rise was also one of the factors that had brought about fear in the Asian economies. And even there were financial crises that were witnessed in parts of the world as a part of the global upsurge that was seen. When it comes to India, India had its independence from China, from Britain, sorry, and at the same time, China was struggling and expelling the foreign powers out. So, both of these countries were trying to establish themselves at one point of time. However, later we had seen China started to take over the regions of Tibet in 1950s, and then we had the series of Sino-Indo border conflicts that were seen, and 1962 witnessed the Indo-China War. The relations started to taper down slowly and gradually. However, under the Rajiv Gandhi's government in 1988, we had seen that there was a change in the way the relations between India and China were. So those downgrading relations were slowly and gradually becoming much more pragmatic, much more ideological in nature, and there were border posts that were opening for trade between India and China. Agreements on cultural exchange programs started to come up. Cooperation in terms of science and technology started to develop, and also there was bilateral trade relations that were established. India also did in the meanwhile the nuclear test programs in 1998, and the idea was to say that we are trying to protect ourselves from the rising threat of China. Despite of that, our relations with China remain good. However, of recent we had seen that there have been a tapering relation again that has been seen with the main idea of make in India shift. We are trying to move away from the Chinese industry and the Chinese market that is being seen as one of the major grounds for development in India. So those are some of the things that we have witnessed, how China was or has been rising as a superpower across the years, and how the internal developments in China were responsible for the economic boom, but it did had its dark side that was there.